What's up guys, Bobcat here and welcome back to Tales of Maj'Eyal. Last time, voice crack, we ended off in the Halfling Ruins at level 2, so let's go down to Halfling Ruins at level 3. Just my luck as well, just before I started recording I had this really nasty coughing fit and now I'm completely screwed. That's fun. Also I forgot we have like so much carrying capacity now. So, I can take pretty much whatever I want. Chilling Great Maul of Rage. Considering my weapon's currently a tier 4, I'm gonna say no. Sadly. Okay. See if I remember how to play. I did also look up the, about the... oh, what do you call it? The arena. Yeah, it turns out you're supposed to do it before you hit level 14 and before storming the city happens. So, kind of screwed myself there. Oh well. It's 2 free generic skill points, which sucks. However, it's only 2. It's not the end of the world. We'll get more. Well, we won't get any more actually, but it's not going to cripple us. We pretty much have... do we have everything I really want? No, we got some chance stuff. But we've still got plenty of levels to get yet. We've got 2 coming from the elixir. So, we're not exactly hurting. Great, an archer. Oh, how I dislike archers. Especially master archers. Get back here. I don't even know where he's gone. He's just disappeared. Well, there he is. Come here. Oh, he's pinned himself. Got him. I don't like how they can move and shoot at the same time. Oh, excellent. It's Director Humplan? Only crumbling bones are left of the once proud director, whatever he's called, chief of this facility. Now those remains look at you with empty eyes, but you cannot mistake their intent. We actually got really lucky to find this guy. He is not usually here. Well, only a 30% chance of him being here, I should say. Which means we get to unlock the ogres. To Research Director I can't pronounce that. Humplan? Top priority. Thanks to one of our scouting parties catching a Conclave Lieutenant squad off guard, we have found directions to a noteworthy laboratory hidden underground. in what's newly Nargol territory. Unfortunately, the Longlegs scuttled the entrance before we could arrive, and it could take years to dig ourselves in, even if we could afford recalling our geomancers from the front lines to work on it, which we can't. Your new objective is to find a way to warp a recovery team inside to scavenge it. Then, back safely with the data in tow. It's possible that they figured out a way to ward it against teleportation. Enclosed is a key in case it's necessary to target a point between the obstruction and the entrance. I don't want to hear any of your nonsense about it being impossible without a linked portal near the destination. 30 years ago you would have told me almost everything you're doing now on a daily basis is impossible. I know you think yourself above such petty politics, like how vital this facility would be to our survival, so I won't bore you with stressing how important this is to us. Accordingly, let me put this in terms you can relate to. This is an order, and your usual excuses won't cut it. Your job is on the line. Make it happen. Yeah, the people aren't happy with him. Hey, back to the test subjects as well. Test subject O, imploded during transition. Test subject P, survived first transition, but turned mad. Had to put down. Test subject Q, survived first transition, imploded on return transition. Subject R, died during first transition. Subject S through T, imploded on return transition. Subject U, survived return transition, muttered something about hearing voices before jumping back into the portal. Imploded. What a nuisance. Subject V, died on return transition. Running out of letters soon. Also out of subjects for now. We'll have to wait for soldiers to fetch me more. 1 year later. Test subject W, shrunk during first transition before exploding. Error in calibration. Return Subject X returned from second transition missing head. How bizarre. Subject Y disappeared during transition. Subject Z survived both transitions. Remarkable. Subject Z is currently raving, but I believe this is due to the stressful conditions and not a direct corrosion of mental faculties from portal's use. We'll have to study further. Yeah, can you guess what the main bosses of this place is? Turns out Subject Z got a little bit more from the experimentation than our halfling friend first thought. That's your two. No. Get rid of it all. Let's have a drink in the meantime. I just ate a pastry before this and it's given me the most wicked heartburn, so that's fun. Probably shouldn't be drinking fizzy drinks. I very much doubt it helps heartburn. In fact, I know for a fact it doesn't. I apologise. Actually, excuse me a moment. Okay, let's read this. Subject Z is still doing well, having completed numerous further transitions with him. He is capable of intelligent dialogue at times, though his species is fairly limited in intellect. Seems to have little real clue as to what's going on, and is always asking what time it is. What a fool! I must conjecture that humans are far too tall to have blood pumped all the way through to their brain. Still, I dare not risk sending any halflings through the portal yet, and what humans I have sent through have since died. I have sent through since have all died. Beginning to suspect Subject Z has latent magical powers. Have seen him move much faster than I thought for his species capable, and mend broken objects without any obvious means of repair. These are small things, but I believe the portal may somehow enhance basic ability. We'll need to test more. He's still quite dumb though. Said his last journey took 3 days, which it clearly took but seconds. He began to eat ravenously afterwards. I suspect he was just a little greedy. I saw him staring for a long time at the far portal earlier, but I had my assistant pull him away before he did any damage. Subject Z has vanished. This is terrible. Not even during the portal transition. It looked like he simply stepped into his own shadow and disappeared. My research is ruined. There will never be another subject like him. The military are annoying me to no end. I told them to find me more test subjects immediately, but they gave me excuse about enemy patrols in the area. Do they think I care about such trivial things? And now I hear them practicing their fighting in the corridors. There's even grunting and screaming and fake battle noises like stupid children. Do they not realise what an important facility it is? Can they not understand how my genius is disturbed by... Cuts off. Yeah, they weren't practicing. Turns out Subject Z got some sort of chronomantic abilities, as you would from being, exposed to portal research. He also said that the journey took 3 days. So, Subject Z is going to be interesting. I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to kill him, to be honest. I'm very nervous about accidentally gutting the yeek with my Dance of Death. Because it hits everything in a 2-tile radius, and our wonderful friend Subject Z is, in fact, a melee character. So, that's fun. I should also upgrade my Shatter Strike some more at some point. Oops. Okay, didn't mean to open this door, so quick save. I get the feeling we're about to be smashed backwards. Okay. Oh, never mind, he's dead. Okay, yeah. We're gonna reload that. I don't want to lose the yeek if I can help it. Okay, I had a thought about how to do this. So we're gonna use Blinding Speed and then our movement rune. I also just realised that we don't have Berserker's Rage active. Must have got knocked off at some point. So, Blinding Speed, movement rune. Nice. He hit me with a Shadow Grasp. Don't know what that is, but it hurts. I'm very concerned about our Yeek friend, because he likes to apparently hurl himself into the abyss. Okay. Confusion. Just hit him with everything. Try and keep our Yeek friend behind us. Oh, we might have him. If we can catch up to him. Oh, he phased odd. Where's he gone? I'm scared about where he's gone. Oh, we saw him. There he is. Okay, 4, because we can. Did we get him? No, we didn't. Damn it, where's he gone? Oh no, we got him. He bled to death. Yeek Wearest. Or Wayest? You saved me? Let's talk to the Yeek. Before you stands a creature about as tall as a halfling, covered in small white fur with a disproportionate head. You notice he does not wield his great sword. It seems to float in the air, bound to his will. Why did you save me, stranger? You are not of the way. Well, you seemed like you could need. You seem to need the help. The great sword floats to a less aggressive stance. He seems surprised. Then, on behalf of the way, I thank you. What is the way, and what are you? The way is enlightenment, peace, and protection. I am a Yeek. I came through this tunnel to explore part of the world that was closed to us for centuries. Can you tell me more about the way? I cannot, but I can show you a glimpse. He leans towards you. Your mind is suddenly filled with a feeling of peace and happiness. This is the way. I thank you for your vision. Farewell, my friend. So as you can see, it gives us plus 15 mental save and 10% confusion resistance. I am flubbing my words horribly. So that's good. I'm glad it only took us one attempt. I'd have been very unhappy otherwise. I'll boost Dex up a bit. Really, I should be doing cunning for the critical hit chance. But I think we'll be alright. Let's improve Shattering Blow. And generic wise, we'll leave it be for now. Let's just keep exploring. Night Song. Ah, that's where the guy was. The, what do you call him? Yeah, this is the tunnel. You can never go down that tunnel. You must have to be a Yeek. Which would make sense. So yeah, this is the ring he had. Pretty nice ring, though not much good for us, sadly. Let's leave. Because now we can go do ogres. Do I want to do ogres now or after I do something else? Because ogres is going to be quite painful. I've done the ogres before and it hurts. It's just there. We completed any of the alchemists yet? Of course we haven't. We could go and do the what do you call it? The Shirtle Fortress if you wanted. Let's do the Conclave. Arriving at the location given by the coordinates, you see an enormous crack in the ground. Peering down, you gleam exposed. The gleam of exposed metal catches your eye, and you recognise it as a massive door. It would seem the Cataclysm's tectonic upheaval has carved a path right to one of its entrances, bypassing the ruined tunnel entirely. You climb down just outside the door. Ogre Sentry. You enter the room and two massive ogres standing guard, blinking as though awakened from a long sleep. They see you, immediately snap to attention. You, name, rank and identification. Now, my what? So yeah, when the humans in the war against the halflings were also experimenting with their own research, and they created the ogres, as I stated. Oh, how could I forget this room? This is a very unpleasant room. What the? That's weird, but okay. You didn't used to be able to swap places with them, you used to smash them. But yeah, all these tanks are essentially cryo tubes, because the ogres have been here for thousands of years at this point. And when the people in the vault collapsed the entrance, but because they collapsed the entrance, they wouldn't have any food to survive. So the chief of the facility basically said, right, we're going to turn ourselves into ogres, enter the vats, and just go to sleep. And how are we going to survive for the food? Well, we won't need that much food because we'll be sleeping in hibernation. So we're going to kind of dissolve down all the less useful people. And that's what happened. In fact, that note probably tells us something. Yeah. Healer Astrid? Astelrid? Working in a hospital like this is more draining than I thought it'd be. I thought I'd have no trouble with motivation, helping our wounded get back to health again, but seeing so many and knowing there are some I cannot help, it weighs heavily on my mind. It would be difficult to go on if I did not keep a few things in mind. 1. That I am truly doing the best I can to minimize the world's suffering, both directly by healing and indirectly by ensuring the world will be united under the wise, thoughtful rule of the Conclave. Ready access to regeneration infusions ensures even the most dire wounds can be healed in a matter of days, and soldiers can return to the battlefield. Furthermore, the Overseer has granted me access to their amnesia-inducing spells, allowing us to properly treat those that have been traumatized by the horrors of battle. May the eyes of the higher watch over this world for 1,000 years to come. 2. That the side project the Overseer has assigned me to is working out very well. Those wounded who have consented to our trial treatments, consisting of a unique combination of experimental variations of heroism infusions and shielding runes, have experienced slightly increased physical strength and endurance, with no sign of the effects wearing off. There is one mild side effect which has caused me to worry, though. I dare not speak of my misgivings to anyone else. Some of the treated have needed to be disciplined for getting too enthusiastic in battle. The Overseer has assured me that this is actually having a net positive effect on morale. Thus, I can't wait to cure their Thus, I can wait to cure their aggressive tendencies until the war is over. In the meantime, I am proud of my work, and although nothing so glorious as the creation of the higher race, it will be a tremendous boon to our society in the long term. And 3. The war will be over. The war will soon be over, and with it, we shall no longer have to bear the maiming of our proud soldiers and the impudence of the Nargol. Also, in case you're wondering why my screen just switched colours, I have a Fluix in the background, which occasionally does this with Tom. I don't know why. So, try that again. We have made impressive gains in the territory in the last few days, thwarting numerous ambushes and keeping our movements, our momentum as we expand further into Nargol lands. Granted, one cannot be sure of what we've been hearing has been cleaned up by the Overseer, but one recent statement from Nargol leads me to believe it is the truth. This is your last chance to back down. A great tragedy will ensure if you continue to push further, and do not accept our previously stated terms of peaceful resolution. Do not force us to do this. After waging a war of trickery and deceit, those halflings think they can bluff us. Our military, once their military is broken, we can bring their civilians into the fold and enlighten them, and thus the true healing can begin. Yeah, the halflings, things didn't go quite as well. The halflings weren't bluffing, shall we say, and it really drove the humans to be very upset at what the halflings do, because oh boy, do they cause some serious problems. You'll see what happens when we find the rest of the scrolls, or the rest of the logs I should say. Just calling it a scroll because it looks like a scroll. Oh no, not this room. Yeah, I've done this before as a as my brawler. It was a very scary time coming through as the brawler. Especially when I accidentally entered one of those corridors. And I entered like here and all of them spawned. It was terrifying. Especially because I hadn't come here before. It was my first time appearing here. Or exploring this area. That was a boulder. Note to self, don't walk into the boulder in future. One interesting side effect this will have, by the way, is that we shall start seeing ogres just appearing everywhere. Well, not everywhere. In certain settlements, such as the elf one, down by the caverns, the scintillating caves. There will be ogres appearing there because some ogres did actually survive and didn't get put into hibernation, and they joined up with the shallow elves because, you know, the Age of Pyre was kind of a thing, and it turns out some people weren't happy about these weird giant monsters, creatures that are extremely powerful and dangerous and kind of aggressive in nature. So yes, they were taken in by the shallow. At least that's what I assume, considering the game tells us that. Granted, it doesn't tell us that explicitly. It doesn't. There is no account of a ogre from after the experiments and saying, you know, his journey or her journey to the shallow, or with the shallow. Interestingly enough, the ogres are actually capable of reproducing. In fact, that's actually mentioned by the what do you call it? By the healer person. Astrid, I'll just call him for now, because I can't pronounce that name otherwise. But yeah, they actually went out of the way to make sure the ogres could in fact reproduce. Unlike the Fallout games, where the super mutants could not reproduce. What is this? Ooh, light and darkness resistance. Hello. Ooh. I'm deep in that. Seems very interesting. Core resistance. That's pretty much exactly what I've got already. Ooh, life regen. That is tier 3 as well. I'll bring that to the inventory. We'll think about it. And by that I mean I'll probably forget about it. And then be like, what am I carrying this hunk of garbage around for? Oh, I remember this place. Yep, now we have a big long corridor of giants to deal with. Oh, not giants, ogres. Ouch. I love side damage. You know, it's not like it's one of the things I don't have resistances to. I'll be honest, I've found very few enemies that ever use side damage. Let's just start beating on it with everything. Unload our abilities. One annoying thing about exploring this place is the fact that whenever I press auto explore, it just zooms straight past all the tanks, which triggers all the tanks to activate, which isn't ideal. But hey, I suppose it's a minor problem. Didn't mean to open that door. There we go. Did it again. I'll just wait for them to spawn. No sense in moving forward. Yeah, there's a couple different types of ogres. In case that wasn't obvious by the sprites. We have the ogre guard. That's another ogre guard. I think we just saw some ogre war masters as well. Hang on, we'll see what we get over here. That's an ogre grappler. No, a pounder, sorry. Not grappler. That's a degenerated ogre mass. Or degenerated ogre mass. Ogre mauler. Yeah, some of the ogres, things haven't gone well for them. As I said, some of the less useful ones were kind of dissolved. So, you know. Things didn't go well for them. I have 2 generic skill points, which is nice. I would like to unlock chance at some point, but I need to wait till level 34. That's fun. I need to get these to 5. I'll just go for that one for now. It's passive. I usually like my passives more than my actives. Oh, yeah, that's the War Master. Female. Ogre War Master. Oh, hello. That one was a something. Because, you know, we kind of butchered it. I don't like seeing those things because that usually implies that there's a creature summoning them, and there was indeed a creature summoning them. Let's go deal with this lot. You know, I will admit, I'm a bit surprised about the class at the moment, the Berserker. It's not as weak as I expected. I mean, it is one of the base starting classes, so it's going to be at least decent. But from what I read, it's not a particularly high-tiered class on the tier list of classes. I think it's somewhere near the 20s, if I'm not mistaken, if not near the 30s. But it's really not that bad. We'll have to see what happens as we progress onwards. Oh, that one there, by the way, that's a rune spinner. Because the ogres rely on runes. Because, you know, it mentioned the heroism and shielding runes. Runes. Okay, next log. The Nargol were not bluffing, and what they did was worse than anything we could have imagined. The details coming from the survivors, of which there are both far too many and far too few, are conflicting at times, but from what I can tell, our forces began their final push, then the ground began to rumble and gave way beneath them. And the bones of the war's fallen, halfling and conclave alike, began to rise up. Then draw their once discarded weapons and rush at our soldiers in a frenzy. There were so many, those on higher ground when it happened said it was like a sea of bone and rotting flesh. Outnumbered, our forces broke ranks and tried to retreat, but with the halflings in front of them and the abominations behind them, we took tremendous losses. And our humble medical centre is overflowing with gravely wounded. Many come to us with terrible sickness, passed on by the Nargol's ghouls. The Nargol's ghouls. There is no cure for this. I've already had to mercifully end the lives of over a dozen men and women to save them from a long drawn-out death, ending in their transfiguration into one of those horrid creatures, including... then the preceding paragraph, several lines of text, few scribbled out. No, the real horrid creatures are the halflings. We've seen necromancy before, but mostly it's a parlour trick by deranged cultists. We never dreamed that any large organisation would tolerate it, let alone hide necromantic charms on every one of its ranked officers. They were planning to do this since the start of the war, and only now sprung the trap. Any misgivings I had about their aggression associated with our new treatments are gone forever. We cannot be ferocious enough in purging the fiends from Maj'Eyal. I have requested an audit with the Overseer to broaden the scope of our experiments, setting our sights higher so we may crush this evil empire as swiftly as possible. May the Conclave prevail, and may the Empire's fate serve as a warning to all who defy our wisdom. She's not happy. At least I assume this is a woman. You know, I never actually checked. I'm pretty sure it's a woman. But yeah, as I said, things didn't go well, and the, well, did you know, things didn't go very well at all. Unfortunately, the war didn't really end because as the Conclave and the Nargol were fighting, the orcs appeared, and then the spell blaze happened to get rid of the orcs, because the orcs were so much more of a threat than the Conclave or the what do you call it? Than the Conclave or the halflings were, the Nargol. So yeah. Not pleasant. Using a massive amount of undead to destroy your enemy. There's one way to grossly upset your enemy. It's to use their bodies against them. Oh, Fists of the Desert Scorpion. I'll let you read that. So yes, fun times. Also, hello. Oh, that's already open. Never mind. Hang on. These aren't open. Nice. There we go. chop our way through them. Ouch, looks a bit poison at me. That's one of these rooms, hang on. And by poison I meant acid. We've hit 30 minutes as well, so I do actually have to end the part here at some point. I'll clear this room and then I'll end the part. There we go. So I hope you all have enjoyed, and I shall see you all next time.